Hey everyone, my name's Peter and I'm the developer here for Infinite Adventure Engine. And today I want to give you a brief overview of the application so you can know what to expect when we go live. Now to be clear, this is a very early beta build of the application, so there's definitely going to be some things that are broken or just look weird. Rest assured, we are planning to fix all of that before the final release. I also want to mention that this is going to be the web application version. There's also going to be mobile apps available in the final release as well. So with that out of the way, let's get started. I'm going to start by coming here and entering the main application. Now as you can see, there's three main tabs at the top: Generators, Oracle, and Saved. We're going to go through each one of these in turn, but let's start with Generators. Generators are a great way to prep for your adventures. You'll be able to use them to generate full, complete entities that you can drop right into your games or tweak until they're perfect. These include things like NPCs, taverns, cities, dungeons, and a couple of more that we're planning for release, as well as many more that we have slated for post-release. Let's jump in by starting with an NPC. So I'm going to click here, and this is going to bring up the Generator Random NPC page. Now each generation has distinct settings that you can change to tweak the random generation to what you are looking for. In the case of the NPC, right now we have race, age, and gender. So you can tweak these to get whatever you want, whether you want a new race, a specific gender, or any type of age range. I'm going to leave it all as random for now and just hit generate. So as you can see, this generated a full, ready-to-go NPC that has all of the key details you need to run it in your game. Now you also have the ability to go in here and edit these details. So if I, for example, want to change the name, I can change it to new name, I can change its age, and any of the other fields are all editable. I also have the ability to randomly generate specific fields on the fly. So in this example, the only one that has that enabled is profession, but we'll be enabling that for many more fields in the final release. So if I click this button next to profession, it's going to generate random professions for me, pulling from a large master list. So I can click this as many times as we want until I get something that I think makes sense for this character. I'm going to leave him as a weaver here and go ahead and confirm those changes. Now once I've done that, I've got two other options of what I can do with my NPCs, and this applies to any of the other entities as well. I can go ahead and save it for one, and we'll see that later when we work on the saved page, and I can also download it. What this will do is generate and download a PDF of the NPC I have generated here. So I can use that for offline play, print it off, whatever I want. Just another option to get what I have created here out of the application if I desire. So now that we've done that, let's head back to the generators. I'm going to go back over into taverns here and just generate a random tavern just to give you an example of one more generation. So as you can see, the tavern has different attributes than what we saw on the NPCs. We've got name, description, menu, bartender, patrons, everything you'd expect to see when generating a tavern. And I also have the same options for editing here. I can change the name, the description, and I can also save it. And once again, we'll see that later in the saved page. So let's head back to the main page here, and this time though we're going to go over to the Oracle. Now where the Oracle really excels is on the fly generation. I find that sometimes with random generators, you get so much content, it's just difficult to parse that at playtime. If I'm sitting at the table and I need a new NPC, for example, I don't want to read through 5 paragraphs of content just to get them out on the table. I need something quick, I need something easy to keep the game flowing and my players engaged. That's where the Oracle comes in. So the first feature of the Oracle I want to talk about is this yes/no option here, very similar to many other Oracles you might have seen. If you press this button, it's going to simply generate a yes/no answer based off of this likelihood here. It defaults to 50%, but you can change it to make things nearly impossible all the way up to almost guaranteed. You also have the option to add question text, so if I put text here and ask the question, I'll see that get reflected in the logs. That way I can keep a reminder of what I asked the Oracle. Now the real key feature of the Oracle is this context menu up here. By doing this, I can decide what type of environment my characters are in, and I can get results specifically tailored to that environment. I'll give you an example. I'm going to select the forest context to start, and I'm going to hit weather. I'm going to do this a couple times, and if I scroll down, you can see that I've got a variety of different options here. Bright and sunny, cool and breezy, heavy rain, mostly cloudy, some sleet even, overcast, a lot of stuff, any of which would be reasonable in a forest setting. Now let's go over and select desert. I'm going to do the same thing and hit weather a couple of times. And notice how it's got pockets of sun, bright and sunny, cool breeze and sunny. all of it relevant to the desert environment. It's not a place you'd expect to see a lot of precipitation like rain or sleet. It's not impossible, but it is rare, and the results you're going to get based on your context reflect that. Each one is specifically tailored to the context and weighted to make sense in the environment you're in. And that's going to apply to any of these that you click. Location, encounter, dressing, all of it is going to be specific to the different contexts, so that when you're getting results, it's always going to make sense to where you're at. Now, in addition to that, we also have some that have sub-context, giving you further control to tweak the results you get. So I'll give you an example of that as well. If I come over to Dungeon, you'll see that we have this new dungeon type dropdown. And you can see inside you have a variety of different dungeons that are pretty typical to fantasy tabletop games. Right now we have Mine and Tomb enabled, so I'm going to go ahead and select Mine, and I'll hit Generate Dungeon. And it's going to give me this name, Shadow Deep Mine. Perfect for a mine setting. Now if I go over to Tomb and hit Generate Dungeon, it's going to give me Folly's Rest, which makes complete sense given the context. And once again, this is going to apply to any of these that you select. So an encounter, a trap, a treasure, all of it is going to be context specific to not only dungeons, but also now the dungeon type that you've selected, giving you a ton of control over how the generation gets created. Now, one of the things that isn't demoed here, but we do plan for our final release, is the ability to persist and load these logs. So you can keep multiple records of logs going at once to represent different games. So if you have a solo tabletop game you're playing, but you're also running a more traditional group-based game, you can keep those logs separate so you have a record of everything that happened. So now that we've looked through the key idea of the Oracle, let's go to the last tab we have, Saved. So as we can see here, we have both the NPC we saved earlier as well as the tavern. So if I go into view, you'll see it's very similar to the generations page. I have the option to save it, to download it, and edit it. All of this is the same as we saw earlier. There's also controls for searching, so I can search by the name here, or I can filter by type if I want just taverns or just NPCs. And we're also planning to add a tagging and folder setting for you once we do our final release. That way you can have more control over how you organize these saved entities. And that's just a brief overview of what we're planning for our final release. Now, we are doing a Kickstarter for this on February 3rd, 2026. So if you're watching this video after that date, run over there and go check that out. We have some awesome deals for everybody that is going to be steep discounts on year-long memberships as well as lifetime memberships if that's something that interests you. So go over there, check that out. We love the support, and thank you very much for watching.